What do you get when the entire team decides to build a deck one DM at a time? A beautiful, beautiful disaster, and I'm the one crazy enough to play it. Let's check it out. Before we really get into this list, I think I need to give some context, but this is going to require me to leak some super secret Team Lethal Strike DMs, so I hope you're ready for me to spill some tea. First, I asked Z-Man Cuddles, what is your favorite type? And he started off with Psychic type. We were talking about GLC, his favorite type in the GLC is Psychic type, so Psychic is going to be one of the main types that this deck centers around. Next, I sent a message to Sunny, TCG, and I said, hey, what is your favorite Psychic type EX? And he thought about it for a second, I thought we were going to have to play a little bit of Gardevoir, but he hit me with the Mew EX. How am I supposed to attack with this? Okay, surely On Guard can help me out a little bit. So I asked On Guard a super serious question. What is the best support line of Pokemon for the Pokemon TCG right now? And after some deliberating, he finally settled that Zoroark's probably the best all around. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. So I sent Mike of the PCS podcast a message next, and I said, okay, give me some what you like about energy. Do you like a special energy? What about basic energy? If I were to build a deck, what would you recommend? Any deck. What is the best all around? And he said that jet energy was something that he feels would be an amazing thing to include. So next I message our team manager Cap, and I say, hey, tell me a card, any card. I figure he's going to give me something spicy, but I was not prepared for him to tell me Weedle from 151 is the last thing I need to include in my deck. Last but not least, I sent a DM to our newest Team Lethal Strike member who, still a secret, but they thrive on chaos. So I told them simply pick a number between 1 and 7. They didn't know it at the time, but they were choosing one of my trainer chaos rules from my series on TikTok, Spicy and Dicey. They chose 7, and on my series, a 7 means that I have to include healing cards. Okay, so we're cooking. We're like cooking. We've got to include Weedle, Mew EX, cook. It's crazy. So let's just get into this deck profile because I don't know. For time's sake, I'm not going to dive into every single card in this list, but I do want to highlight a couple specific situations. So Beedrill is actually an attacker that comes from Scarlet and Violet 151. I think the Snottier Needle is an incredible attack. If you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 120 more damage, so that would be up to 150 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and confused. I think that this could be really helpful for some niche situations. Some other things I want to kind of make note of, we are playing Cook and Fighting Ole as our healing cards. I think these could be some good cards to help turn around a bad situation if we need to. The ace spec that I think is best for this list actually kind of goes with the Beedrill. I chose Secret Box so we could discard 3 cards from our hand to get a Pokemon tool, an item, a supporter, and a stadium, so we can really build our hand the way that we want to hopefully get our cards down to 0 cards in hand if we need to. Here's a full deck list picture for you guys. While you're at it, make sure to like and subscribe for plenty of Pokemon content. Appreciate you. Now let's get into some gameplay. You know what I like to say, cook or be cooked, and we have cooked to the best of our ability with this list, so I'm very excited to see how it works in action. I think ideally we want to go first because our support system kind of hinges on that Zoroark EX and being able to use the trade ability pretty early on. Looks like our opponent's going to go first, so we might get a turn 1 attack. Holy Beedrill. Really? We're starting off with Mew, Badoo, and the entire Beedrill line except for Weedle. I never thought I'd say this, but I think we're going to have to start this game off with Weedle. This is a little bit surprising. So our opponent's starting off. It looks like we're doing a standard Charizard deck here, and we're seeing the setup with the Badoo, 2 Charmander, and the Pidgey. So we definitely want to get our setup rolling as fast as possible. Okay, so we get ourselves an Ultra Ball. This might be a little bit unhinged of a play, but I think we're going to go ahead and, I don't know, let's use the Ultra Ball to get the Weedle. Do I want to discard the Ultra Ball? I'm going to discard Psychic and Dark. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I feel nauseous about this. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the butt later. Oh, thank goodness we have Super Rod. Okay, I can rest easy a little bit knowing that I have access to Super Rod if I need it. But I can't believe I'm getting the Weedle. We're going to get the Weedle. And I think we might just want to start item Badoo locking them. I think that's what makes the most sense. So let's retreat the Mew and then go into Badoo, and we're going to Itchy Pollen. Now, there's a very high likelihood that we could get Charizard burned this turn, which would be rather unfortunate, but it really depends on their setup here. Okay, they got Charmeleon. And we're going to see Arven. I'm very curious what they choose to get here with Arven. They're getting Nest Ball. Okay. What are they going to be grabbing with the Nest Ball? I wonder. Oh, they won't be grabbing anything. I item locked them with the Itchy Pollen. So they're going to use TM Evolution. Guess we're going to see another Charmeleon? Potentially? What? Opponent, what have you done? No Infernal Rain. Okay. I guess we're just going to evolve to Kakuna and then Itchy Pollen again. Seems good. I mean, they're still kind of locked in. They're going to have to take a couple turns to get this Charizard EX setup because they weren't able to get an energy attachment earlier. Okay, they're immediately calling for family. Gonna set that bench up. Dunsey! And Pheasantipity. Okay. I guess now's the time to evolve into Beedrill. Let's do it. So, do I want to Ultra Ball at this? I think we Ultra Ball at this point. Let's get Okay, we only have one Zoroark EX. That's good to know. Let's get Zorua. We could get ourselves maybe like a second attacker planned, and we're going to restart. All right, let's attack to Beedrill, and let's go ahead and Nest Ball again. This is a little unhinged. Let's get Mew EX, and we're going to restart a second time. I'm a little nervous having all of these two prize liabilities on my bench, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, Arven. There's a lot of options we could go for here. I think we're going to start with the Bravery Charm to beef up the Badoo, and then we're going to get Ultra Ball. So next turn, one way or another, we're definitely getting the Zoroark. And yeah, onto the Badoo we go. And then we'll Itchy Pollen for 10. Okay. This game's been a little weird so far. They've been very thoroughly item locked. Okay, they're going to retreat the Pidgey into Badoo. Okay. Wow, it's the battle of the Badoos. Okay, so I only have the Dark Energy to play. I don't want to attach this Dark Energy to Beedrill. Beedrill's second attack might become useful later, so I just want to attach Grass Energy. Let's Itchy Pollen again. Battle of the Badoo. All right, what is my opponent going to Badoo? That is the real question here. To Itchy Pollen or not to Itchy Pollen? That is the question, and they do it again. Wow, this is, not gonna lie, this is the most riveting gameplay I think I've ever seen. We're gonna do what must be done. Okay, this ends on my next turn. Let's see, what do they get here? All right. Oh, they're going to Iono me. Okay, what are we getting in exchange with the Iono? Oh, we're getting the Grass Energy. Let's go. Grass Energy is great. Oh, okay, so Charizard EX is now fully set up. We're going to see the Dunsey and Runaway Draw. They're getting themselves stocked up, and I can appreciate that. I think Badoo's getting knocked out this turn, though. And Grand Tree. Oh, Grand Tree. they don't have Pidgeotto or Charmeleon in the deck. Interesting. But I'm going to use that Grand Tree next turn, I think, to set up the Zoroark EX. And Burning Darkness, Badoo, you were here for a longer time than expected and a good time. We appreciate that. Okay. We'll put Mew in the active free retreat. Gotta do it. And then we're going to... Let's start with Grand Tree. Get our Ins Zoroark EX. Wow. I mean, that saved me a lot of time there. Okay. We also need Reshiram on the bench. Reshiram's going to be very, very useful. And Pheasantipity. Unfortunately, Beedrill is about to make a very valiant sacrifice, I think. Let's attack. Unfortunately, yeah, Burning Darkness is going to knock out the Beedrill. Okay, let's retreat into Beedrill. I wish there was... Can we get Crispin here? Oh, we did. Okay. And we're going to play Crispin to get ourselves a Dark Energy attached to Zoroark. We're going to get this next turn attacker prepped. So Dark Energy to the Zoroark. And then I think, do we trade here? I think we trade the Buddy Grass Energy. Just in case, we might need the Buddy Poffin for Zorua. Let's pierce for 220. This is why we wanted to have 2 Grass Energies onto the Beedrill. Because in case we couldn't get our hand down to 0, clearly we weren't going to do it with this current hand, but we were able to get 220 damage on this Charizard EX. That's pretty good. Okay, so they just used Arven, and they're going to use Ultra Ball. I wonder if they have everything they need in hand to get Pidgeot. Okay, they're discarding the Nest Ball and the Ultra Ball. And yep, they are going to get the Pidgeot EX. So it does appear that they do have everything they need for Pidgeot. A little scary, not going to lie. And they're going to quick search. What are you looking for? Is it a piece for a Charizard? Okay, they're going to attack. And they're just going to straight up attack. Okay. Maybe they got one of the pieces for Charizard next turn. All right, we are going to throw Mew up. Free retreat, as always. And then we're going to Buddy Poffin and get Zorua number 2. Zorua number 2. Hopefully we can get the other Zoroark out of the prizes this turn. So let's attach the Dark Energy here to the Zoroark. And then we will... I don't really want to use any supporters here. Let's flip the script. Okay. I think Pokegear doesn't hurt here. Boss, don't want it this turn, but could come in handy soon. And yeah, let's retreat into Zoroark EX, and then we're going to Night Joker and use Reshiram's attack. Virtuous Flame for 170 for the knockout. So I'm like doing the math in my head. With 2 prize cards, Burning Darkness is now going to do 240, which isn't going to knock out the Zoroark. And that's fine because the other attack that Reshiram has does 20 damage for each damage counter we have on the Pokemon that's attacking. So we could be doing, if they do attack me for 240 next turn, we'll be doing 480 damage. All right, they are going to quick search. We did see the evolution into the Rabska. I think we definitely see the next Charizard come and attack us this turn. Yup, as I thought. And then let's see that Infernal Rain to get some energies on board. Okay, and they are going to get that energy attachment. Very nice. And the retreat into the Charizard. Charizard's not going to be able to knock us out. Okay, flip the script. Do they have another Charmander? Oh, they're putting Dunsparce on the bench. They don't really have another attacker in case something happens here. So that's good for me. Okay, 240. All right, it is my turn. I think, are we going to use Cook? We're going to use Cook. Oh my gosh, our new TLS member is going to be so excited to see me use Cook here. So 170 does 340, so we're still like in the clear. Let's Night Joker, and then we're going to use Powerful Rage for 340. That's insane. That's actually insane. Okay. And we got a Dark and a Jet. Okay. Yikes. If Zoroark is knocked out this turn, then it's going to be very, very difficult for us to get everything we need. I am quite concerned. Because I'm not entirely... I mean, a Crispin would get Blustery Wind off with the Pidgeot. Okay, we see the fire attachment to Charmander. I can breathe a little bit easier here. And Itchy Pollen for 20. Oh, okay, we've got game on board. Let's boss up the Pheasantipity and call it a game. Holy cow. Night Joker and Powerful Rage. I can't believe that worked. I literally cannot believe that this deck worked. That's actually insane. Our little TLS Frankenstein monster. Ugh, I'm obsessed. One chaotic DM at a time, and wow, Team Lethal Strike may have just broken the meta with this one. Should we try this more often? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out our other social medias to see some more Pokemon TCG action. Until then, stay safe, stay positive, stay healthy, and catch you in our next video.